Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chip Builder series, where we interview those building the future of AI and technology. And we are so excited today to speak to two different individuals who have joined the Chip team to help build that future. So, our first guest today is one of the newest employees of Chip. Ryan McGatha lives in South Carolina. He is working on AI software at Chip, and he's helped do everything from manage users to crawl websites to fix bugs. And fascinating that he learned code at a code school, kind of an alternative path to becoming a developer. And we're so excited to have him on the team and so excited to have him on the show. So welcome, Ryan. Great to have you.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the intro, Scott.
Yeah, of course. It's awesome to have you. So you've been with Chip now for over a month. So tell us a little bit, like, what's the most surprising thing getting into Chip and starting to build with us?
Honestly, just seeing how active the community is, and there's no fear in anybody reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, there's an issue with this, there's a problem," or "Hey, can you add this?" And it's just something in itself, and it's amazing to be a part of it.
Yeah, when users are demanding features, that's the greatest motivation. So tell us a little bit about why you got into code and becoming an engineer, and then we can talk about how you did that through the code school. So kind of why did engineering pique your interest?
So I've always been technically interested, and I'm 20 years old right now. So a few years ago, back in middle school, I got into like building computers, just anything technical. And as I went to high school, that kind of fell off, and ended up going to a community college. Was not doing well at all, and one day got a call from Carolina Code School, and they're like, "Hey, want to come check it out?" And went down there, immediately fell in love, and ever since then, that was about a year ago. I've just been all about programming. I love being creative. I feel like I've always had a creative side, and I love building Legos and just having little hobbies to do. So coding really lets me like express that into a career.
That's amazing. So tell us about the code school. How does it work? What did you kind of focus on? And then, maybe what were things that you're doing now that you weren't prepared for that are kind of new tasks or skills for you?
So it was a 3-month boot camp for full stack web development. We started off with basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then we hopped into React as our first framework. So that was 12 weeks that we learned, and then we spent about 3 weeks building a final project, which was a full stack web application. After that was just on the job market and trying to learn as much as I could every day, and till I somehow swindled Hunter into letting me have an internship here. And yeah, it's been great so far. The framework that we use is called Next.js. It's in the same family as React. So had somewhat experience there, but have never worked with that program before. And a lot of the backend services that we use, I've also never worked with. So it's been a challenge, but pretty fun to dive in and learn everything that I can.
That's amazing. So, what would you tell people who are interested in potentially learning to code? Like, would you recommend it? And how would you recommend if you were telling yourself a year ago to get started? What would you do differently?
Just do it. If you think about it, you have all the resources online. We're in AI software, and I chop up half of my coding knowledge to AI. I mean, anybody can start for free and see if they enjoy it at home, and they can use their own chip chat to teach them to program.
I love that. Yeah, you can go to Chip and create your own Chip chat. So, tell us a little bit about AI and how it affects coding. I'm guessing when you did the code school, maybe it wasn't a big focus learning to code with AI, and that's maybe a change. So, how have you seen AI change just in a year, kind of how you go about coding?
Yeah, I think it's just reinvented a new way, or created a new way to learn anything. And my girlfriend is a student at LSU, and she uses AI for her freshman classes and stuff right now. I mean, during the boot camp, I was on ChatGPT 8 hours a day, sitting there. Just if you can provide the right context and want to learn something, not just get the answer, AI will produce that out of you faster than anything else. So I
That's
think it's
great.
just been amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we love having you on the team. So tell us one thing you're looking forward to building kind of in the next month or two with Chip.
I would really love to jump on the onboarding and get like automatic chats built for people.
All right. Well, we're going to hold you to it. We will check in a few weeks to see if you have it built. And I heard permission for the community to reach out to Ryan, request features. So definitely do that on the Discord channel. Ryan, it's great to have you on the team. Great to have you on the interview. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, Scott.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chip Builder series, where we interview the builders creating the future of AI and technology. And we're so excited to turn the camera on our newest employee at Chip, Valentina Valverde, who is coming to us direct from the Carolina Code School. She's helping us make our site beautiful, improving our front end, our visuals, and doing lots of new work that I'm excited to talk to her about. And so excited to have you, Valentina. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. And it's only been a week, believe it or not, that you've been here. Feels like much longer. But tell me, how's that first week gone? What's been most surprising about your time at Chip so far?
I think the most surprising has probably been seeing how big and wonderful the community is and how closely like we and you guys work with like the community. I think that's pretty awesome and you don't see that at a lot of startups at all. And yeah, I've been enjoying my first week. It's awesome working here.
That's great. So tell us a few of the types of projects you're either have worked on or planning to work on in the coming days and weeks.
So right now, most of my work is centered around UI standardization, making sure styles are consistent across the site and making it a little bit easier for our developers to plug and play our components and icons and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Helping sharpen the axe, as we say, and preparing everything to work smarter and faster. Well, tell us a little bit about how you came to becoming an engineer. Like what interested you or how did you get pulled into the world of coding?
So my coding journey started last year. I graduated high school, didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And my mom had heard about Carolina Code School. So I ended up going there and I ended up falling in love with web development. I loved like a lot of front end heavy work. I like seeing the things on the page and being able to make it accessible, beautiful, consistent, things like that, and functional on top of all of that. After that, I got into a 6-month apprenticeship with Develop Carolina, where I was able to work with 3 different agencies. There was a lot of just front end development. I've gotten to work with a lot of different environments, like very fast paced, like polish later, and then a little bit slower pace where it's like, okay, I need it done perfect the first time. And then here I am. I'm here now.
That's right. Here you are. And you bring both energy and experience. I'm curious, working at an AI startup, how is coding different now, kind of using AI versus maybe what you learned just a year ago?
I think it's definitely different. Nowadays, since I started working with Chipp.ai, I've been using AI more in my day to day. For example, beforehand, I would just use VS Code. I wouldn't use like Copilot or anything else. And now I'm using Cursor, which I think is what you guys use as well. And it just helps speed up the development process. Then I've also kind of been testing out things as a user of Chipp.ai, which is pretty fun and seeing things from like a user perspective versus just like a development perspective is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What would you tell people who are interested in learning to code? You know, this is something you have not been doing too long, right? You got into it maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. So if somebody's considering it, what kind of advice would you give them or maybe give yourself a year and a half ago if you were talking to your younger self?
I would probably tell myself that it's normal for things to be difficult. That's kind of part of the experience of learning how to be a web developer. It's going to be hard at first, and it's probably always going to be hard for a long time because things are constantly changing. There's always new things, there's always things to learn, and that's just part of it. So if you're not comfortable with always having to learn more, then this might not be the right path for you.
Lifelong learning, I think, is essential. That's been a constant in my life. Well, as we kind of close, tell us a little bit about what you're excited to build or work on in the coming weeks and months. You're headed to London, first time to Europe, it sounds like, as part of the Mistral hackathon. So maybe ideas you have for that or pieces of chip that you're looking forward to build.
I'm looking forward to, I think most is probably developing alongside the Chip AI team, just getting to know the people a little bit better and seeing them in person because I know we're a very remote team. Just getting comfortable working with them and getting to know more about them, I'm pretty excited about. I'm really hoping to use Chip AI in the product that we're going to build for the hackathon. And I'm really excited to do that.
Yeah, we're excited to have you do that. So Valentina, the newest team member at Chip and one of the representatives going over to Europe from the US to represent us. She's in South Carolina, graduate of the Carolina Code School, and a value member of our team. So thanks for joining Chip and thanks for joining us for this call. And we'll see you online.
Thank you so much.